Did I have a good time in Las Vegas? You bet your sweet ass I did. That's a joke about betting because, Las Vegas, baby. Yes. So I recently went to Las Vegas, Nevada. You know it. You probably love it. You've probably been there. And maybe you saw this really cool mural that is in one of the terminals at the airport. I really thought this mural was so beautiful. And looking out of the windows, from the terminal, you could definitely see all of the beautiful mountains in the distance. I don't really think of mountains when I think of Vegas, but they were very pretty to see. Next, we walked over this bridge. It was kind of far, but to get an Uber, and we traveled through this part of Las Vegas. This is a little bit off the strip. And we saw this really cute pink box donut truck. But anyway, we traveled over to the Westgate Hotel, which is where my friend picked up their conference badges. They were there for a conference, and I kind of tagged along and enjoyed Las Vegas during the day and at night. Just to kind of have a little bit of a break from the mundane life. So we went to the Westgate and just kind of took a look around the Westgate Hotel. There are restaurants and gambling things and stuff like that in this hotel, like in a lot of Las Vegas hotels. They have lots of restaurants and gambling. And the outside of this one had these really beautiful Art Deco architectural details, just so stunning. So many of the buildings are just so beautiful, and they really span a lot of different architectural styles. After getting all checked in for the conference, we rode the monorail over to the Strip to where our hotel was located. So we did not stay at the Westgate, but it was very easy to get over to the Strip from the Westgate. And when I saw this thing, I immediately decided that I would prioritize riding it the next day. And that's exactly what I did, and I cannot wait to show you the footage of it. So we stayed at the Linq Hotel. I honestly can't recommend it. I'm sorry, Linq, but for my personal preferences, the Linq was not the best choice, but it was very convenient. But it just wasn't really my kind of style of hotel that I usually enjoy, but it was quite pleasant. I will actually give you a little tour of it right now. This is a quick tour of my hotel room at the Linq Hotel. So it's kind of a small room. So the front door is here, and there's not much overhead light. There's only this light for basically the whole room, and then there's a window there. Oh, but there's a lamp and a lamp. I just noticed that. Okay, so this is the bathroom. It has a nice stand-up shower. It actually has a curtain in the shower, which is nice. And just really pretty but standard fixtures and things. Got your towels and all this stuff. Oh, nice light up mirror, hand wash and lotion. And then there's some pop art on the wall. And then there is a large mirror right here. And I just took whatever they had when I booked it. So I have two, I guess these are queen size beds. I think there are two queen size beds. Big mirror over there, and then there's a closet. It's very cute. It has cute wallpaper. This one television. Very cute little legs on this nightstand kind of thing. So I guess if I needed to work, Could do it there. I won't be working, but that's where you could work. And then there's the little AC unit. And then outside the view, you can see the mountains in the distance. And I don't know what this is, but there's like a band playing under that tent. And across the street, there's Caesar's Palace. And there's the Mirage on the right. And then that's the other part of the hotel. So there you go. Next, we walked through the Bellagio Hotel on the way to dinner at Picasso. And I cannot recommend going to see O at the Cirque. Going to see the show O at the Cirque du Soleil at the O Theater, and also getting dinner at Picasso. So this is a very, very fancy restaurant. It has a dress code and everything, and the level of detail, the Picasso picture on the menu. We had the prefix menu. It was delicious. It's a little spendy, but I recommend it. So I had this ginger and carrot soup with, I think that's crab or lobster in the middle there, and this really great mocktail. I don't remember the name of it, but it was also delicious. For my main course, I had the lobster, as you can see here, with some carrots and other vegetables underneath. I had the souffle with the creme anglaise and the chocolate, I think gelato on the side. And then my friend had like a chocolate cake for dessert. So very delicious. Then walking outside of the Bellagio, we saw the Hell's Kitchen from Gordon Ramsay. We did not have reservations to eat there, but the flaming torch, OMG, don't you just want that as a little decor piece in your house? So since I did not have a reservation to eat there, I hopped over to the Gordon Ramsay Fish and Chips restaurant, which is right across the street from the Linq Hotel. And this was the inside. It was worth the wait. The food was very good and the people were very friendly. It was just a really great experience. So after I ate there, I walked over to the high roller observation wheel. And this observation wheel, let me tell you, this is not your grandma's Ferris wheel that only goes up 2 or 3 stories. This is an observation wheel, as in observe most of Las Vegas. When you get to the top of this thing was absolutely phenomenal. I love heights, so whenever I travel to a new city, I always try to check out whatever building or whatever tourist attraction is the highest point. And I'm not sure if this is the highest point in Vegas, but I absolutely loved going up on this observation wheel. I was also kind of bummed to see that Mark Ribier. If you follow him on Instagram, if you know, you know. I saw he was having a show, but I was not in town the dates that he was having a show. But anyway, so I took the escalator up to the, I guess, second floor to the Sky Lounge at the observation wheel. And this observation wheel, it's not like you just get a ticket and you go in and you sit down and you shut up. There's a place to get a drink. There are lots of like informational plaques, like it's a museum almost, about how they built the observation wheel. Just some data about the Strip and about Vegas and about the high roller. It was very great. So hop over to that bathroom before you get on this thing, because the tour, the ride, takes about 30 minutes. So if you got a full bladder, make sure to get that taken care of before you hop on to this observation wheel. So this is the view, kind of leaving the terminal point at the bottom of the observation wheel. And as you can see, you can clearly see the mountains in the background and the sphere, which I'm going to visit coming up next, so keep watching. So you can see the views kind of change and get better the farther up you get. There's actually the hotel that I'm staying in right there, the Linq. And across from it is Harris. You can see the beautiful mountains in the background. You can actually see the shadow of the high roller right here in this clip. I thought that was very cool. You can see the Venetian and the wind and the encore. This view here of the sphere against the mountainous backdrop, beautiful. So we just keep going up. If you're afraid of heights, this might be a good ride for you because this moves very slowly. It's not like, like a Ferris wheel at the fair that kind of goes really fast. This is easy peasy. It is very high though. It goes up about 550 feet in the air, straight above the Las Vegas Strip. And you have lots of time to take lots of photos and videos. You can see that right there is one of the supporting structures. I'm always very interested about how they build these really magnificent things. The engineering that goes behind it is I'm always very interested in how they do the things. So very cool. So you can see what the little orbs look like. I'm obviously standing inside of one, and that was an image of another one. And the views are 360. So you can walk around, or you can do like I'm doing and just scan around and see every angle of the strip from very, very far up high. You can see the mirage there in the distance, but more importantly, you can see those beautiful mountains in the distance. I was just very obsessed with the mountains because I don't think of mountains when I think of Vegas, but there they are, just a very gorgeous backdrop to being, to this footage, being able to see all of this really cool stuff so far up high. And yeah, so what else are we looking at here? From this point of view, this is the apex. So this is as high as you go, and it pauses for a moment to kind of let you look down and take pictures and videos or whatever. But you can see we're very high up. Look how small the cars and the trees all look. So this was a really, really great experience for me personally. If you are a person who loves heights and who loves just engineering marvels, I highly recommend that you check out the high roller. So do you see those little feet in the reflection, and then that little head right there? Those are the kiddos who were in the orb with me during the tour, and they were mostly well behaved, but they were just very excited about being in the orb, and so was I. So I've understood their exhilaration. So next, during the night of the same day, we walked over to the Sphere. And the Sphere is, if you can imagine, a planetarium on steroids. This thing is so big and so magnificent that it was hard to kind of gauge the depth of it. Looking at it like this, you can see it kind of looks flat, but it's actually a three-dimensional sphere, almost. I mean, the base is flat, of course. Go early if you can, so you can stand in the security line. You may need to take a little extra time to do that. But once inside, this is like the experience room. This is what I'm calling it. I don't recall what they call it, but it's kind of like the first step in exploring everything that the Sphere has to offer. So before the show, you can walk around this experience room and look at and interact with I think it's 4 or 5 AI-powered robots. You can also check out all of this beautiful artwork. There are like installations like those rings that we're looking at. There's the very, very cool escalators. There are the AI robots, like I mentioned, and each robot has a different theme. I won't ruin it for you. Go check it out. But there are also these like visual projections all over this space. I mean, I was just blown away by the level of detail that has gone into the design of this space. And this is just another robot. You can interact with them, and there are some very, very cool science and engineering things that the robots share about the space that you're in. And you definitely have time to go interact with each one of them if you get there a little bit early for your show. So speaking of the show, after you go through the experience room, you go into like the viewing room, like the main auditorium, I guess is what we would call that. And do you see how big this screen is? I won't ruin it for you, but I will tell you that it gets even bigger. After we watched Postcards from Earth at the Sphere, we went over to Mateo's, which is in the hotel that's kind of connected to the Sphere. And that was the dessert. I didn't vote video, anything else, but that dessert was just too beautiful to not video. Next, the next day I went over to Area 15. So this is like a cool place to eat. I ate at the Beast, and this is like the truffle mac and cheese that I ate. And I also had a salad, which I'll show you here. This Caesar salad was the size of my doggone head. It was delicious. The salmon was very good. I highly recommend it. Just to, check it out if you're there. I honestly wouldn't make like a special trip just to go to the restaurant. But if you are at Area 15 checking out all this beautiful stuff and you get hungry, check out the Beast. The food was good. Now, look at this. Now I was not feeling well on this day. I was having some allergies and things, but I would have ridden that cool little, like, whatever that was with the chairs in the air. But instead of doing that, I decided to keep my feet planted firmly on the ground and instead visit this little alien who told me if I gave him $1, he would in turn give me a penny that was created in his likeness. So of course I immediately said yes, because how often are you going to get some labor for only $1, right? So the alien made my penny for me, and he definitely kept his word because he made this little penny for me in his likeness. So this was my little souvenir from Area 15. There are shops and there's an arcade. There is like a place to watch special movies and all kind of cool things here. And Meow Wolf, which is like an interactive museum kind of thing. It's hard to describe. Just go and check it out. But this skull, which I immediately wanted to have shipped to my house, was what meets you as soon as you open the door to this place. And it is absolutely stunning. Outside, there's this liftoff experience that you can see here in just a moment. And there are also these like metal art installations, I guess we could call all of these, in this metal wrought iron rock thing. But this liftoff thing that we're looking at here, you can kind of get a drink at the bar and then take it onto this balloon drop kind of thing. It was not high enough for me to be super interested in. It was only like a few stories high, and I want to be like way up. I want to be in the sky. So I did not use what little energy I had this day to ride it. But after that, I just hopped in an Uber and went back over to the hotel to rest a bit before our adventure in the nighttime. This is just some footage of the Strip. It's just so pretty, especially in a car, driving along, seeing all of the hotels and the buildings. So the last night we went over to the Neon Museum, which by my face you can tell I was very enthused about doing. I was kind of feeling a little bit better and just really excited to go to this very unusual museum. So this museum houses neon and other signage from Las Vegas closed businesses. And the really great thing about the guided tour is that the tour guide actually shared historical information about the signs and the businesses that included information about people of color and women. Yes, so the Moulin Rouge sign was actually designed by a woman, and the Moulin Rouge was the first racially integrated hotel and casino and place to go see some sexy showgirls in Las Vegas. So I was absolutely blown away by the Moulin Rouge sign and the history and all of the other signs. We had the horseshoes sign, the Fitzgerald sign, lots of different signs. Some of them are operational. Oh, look at that. There is a beautiful shot of that Moulin Rouge sign. Isn't it gorgeous? It's so gorgeous. I cannot deal with how big and pretty and pink it is. So we had a really great time listening to the tour guide tell us about most of the signs that you're seeing. And we also learned about how neon signs are made. And there's also a different kind of sign that looks like these. I won't ruin it for you though. You go over there, you take the tour, you support this museum, and check out this giant skull. Do I find skulls everywhere I go? Yes, I do. Absolutely, you know I do. But you go check out this museum and support the work that they're doing to preserve these pieces of iconic Las Vegas history. Here's the Stardust sign. I think this one was my second favorite just because of the font. Look at that funky font. It's very Jetsons, if you remember that show from when I was a kid at least. But I love all of the like space agey kind of stuff, and so that was my second favorite sign. There is also that duck that you see over on the left. He was very, very cute, and there's a fun story that goes along with that. I won't tell it to you because I want you to go check out this museum. And this is maybe their piece de resistance. Is that right? Is that French? I think so. This is their hard rock guitar, and the longer I looked at it, the more detail I saw with like how it's lit up and the timing of the lights. It's very well done. And this one actually arrived to the museum already lit up, so they didn't even have to restore that one. This is one of the most interesting parts of the tour. So if you book the like 2-part tour, you'll also get to see this second part that's in the quote-unquote boneyard part of this facility. So what you're seeing right now, these are not lit up by like neon. These are actually lit up by lights that are projected onto these signs. Before the show started, we walked into this part. Everything that you're seeing right now was dark. None of those signs had like electricity, neon, or whatever, like making them light up. It's all projected light. It's absolutely phenomenal. The show includes an explanation of how the artist did it, so I recommend you do the 2-part tour. And then this is just the outside of the building, and it's just so beautiful. I can't talk enough about it. Well, I hope you enjoyed going with me to Las Vegas. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later.